Okay, for this video, I am going to show you how to complete challenge number 8, which is the outline text effect. So you're going to take some text. In my case, I use the words Kenyon Woods. You're going to create this outline effect with color. You're going to, and then you're going to add a couple of filters to it. You're going to add a sphere and a ripple effect to it. So if you look at the instructions, you're going to open Photoshop. You're going to create a new document using the default Photoshop size, and then you're going to use the paint bucket tool to color your background black. So let me just show you that really quick. So we're in Photoshop. I'm going to click New File, default Photoshop size, Create, and then you want to make sure that your foreground color is turned to black. So I'm going to go down here, and so look in the bottom left corner. Notice my foreground color is already black, so if yours isn't, click on it, choose black, and click OK. And then your paint bucket is going to be tucked in under your gradient tool, which is right down here, about halfway down your toolbar. So if you hold your mouse down on your gradient tool, you're going to notice the second selection here is the paint bucket tool. Go ahead and click on that, and then you just click on your background and it turns to black. Okay, I'm going to go back to the instructions because we're going to go ahead and add our text box. So I am on step 4. Use the text tool to draw a text box and write your text. So again, I'm going to use the words Kenyon Wood. You don't have to. You'll customize the text to your liking, so font, color, size, format, style, and then use the move tool to drag your text box to the center. So let's go ahead and do all of that. So I'm going to click my text tool. I'm going to hold down my mouse and I'm going to draw a text box going across my page. Okay. My text, you can see it's very small, but if you can't see any letters, just go ahead and make your font size. I usually choose somewhere around 24. Remember that you're going to see some Latin letters. That's going to be your kind of your placeholder for your text. The reason I can't see any letters right now is because I have a black background. And if you look up here, I also have black text. So I'm going to change my text color. I use like a bright pink. I guess it doesn't matter what your fill color is because you're going to be doing the outline anyway. So just change it to some color that's going to be seen with the black. And then I'm going to go ahead and write my words. So I'm going to turn cap lock on, and I'm going to type Kenyon Woods. And I'm going to take my mouse and I'm going to select my text. And I'm going to change my font into something that you want to choose a font that is like a little thicker because we are going to do an outline. If it's really thin, it's going to be hard to see the outline anyway. So try to choose something that has a little bit of weight to it. And then I'm going to make it bigger. So let's try 60 and see what that does. Okay, it takes it on 2 lines, which isn't horrible. But if you don't want it on 2 lines, just adjust your size so everything fits on 1 line. Oh, that didn't work, did it? So I was going to change it to 55. See if that goes on 1 line. No, let's try 50. Well, let's just do 48. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and accept that. I'm going to use my move tool, which is at the top of the toolbar, and I'm going to try to drag this to the center. Okay, so that's where we are right now. Okay, I'm going to go back to my instructions. And so we made it all the way through step 6. So we're on step 7. Right click on your text layer and choose blending options. We're going to place a check mark next to stroke, and then we're going to click the word stroke to select it. Okay, so I'm going to go back. I'm going to go to my layer section down here in the bottom right corner. Let me get that out of the way. I'm going to right click on my layer, and I'm going to go way to the top, and you're going to see the words blending options, and that's going to open our blending options box. I'm going to move this over so you can see it. Find the word stroke, put a check mark next to it, and then actually click on the word stroke, and it's going to change from blending options to stroke over here. So if you click on it, notice I now have the stroke settings up, okay? I'm going to go back to my instructions, and then it says under fill type, choose the color that we want for our outline, and then at the top under structure, adjust the size of our outline. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So what color do we want? Hold on, let me just go back. What did it say for our fill type? Under fill type, choose the color for your outline. Okay, there we go. And I am going to choose a pink. So I'm still going to go into the pink range somewhere. Or maybe I'll choose a nice light blue for my video. So I'll do my light, that'll be the color of my outline of my letters. And you can kind of see it a little bit. And then if you adjust the size, you can really see it. Okay, so you can work with the size there. Okay, now don't close out of that box. Okay, don't close out because we're still going to use this. Okay, now I'm going to be on step 11. It says click the words blending options on the top left. Under advanced blending, change the fill opacity to 0. So that's going to get rid of our fill color. Okay, so go back over here and click on the words blending options. And then right here where it says fill opacity, change this to 0. And notice that we have the outline with nothing filled in. Now we can click OK. All right, I'm going to go back to my instructions, and we are going to be 13 says go back to stroke and adjust the size if necessary. So if you needed to adjust the size, do so. We're going to duplicate our text layer twice so that we have 3 layers, and use our move tool to drag the layers so they fill up our screen top to bottom. So let's duplicate our layers twice. So I'm going to right click, and I'm going to duplicate the layer, and then I will click OK, and then I'm going to right click, and I'm going to duplicate the layer, and I'm going to click OK. And let me get my picture out of the way here. I'm going to go to use your move tool, and you're going to, move your layers so that we have 1, 2, and then try to line them up. And let's see if I can get this third one down here. Okay, so you're going to have 3 layers like that. Okay, so kind of spread them out so they look nice and look kind of even across or going down your screen. All right, so we are at step 16. Select all 3 layers at the same time. Hint, hold down Shift while you're clicking on each layer. Then we're going to right click on those layers and choose Convert to Smart Object. This will make it editable. So over in your layer section, I'm going to start at the top. So I'm going to go up to the top. I'm going to click on the first Kenyon Woods copy. I'm going to hold Shift on my keyboard. I'm going to click the second one. Let me scroll down a little bit. I'm going to hold Shift again and click the third. Now all 3 layers are selected. Notice they're all 3 grayed. Okay. Right click on one of the layers, and you're going to convert to Smart Object, which will make it editable. So convert to Smart Object. That turns it into an image, so you can no longer edit the text at this point. Okay, and then we were on step 18. From the top drop-down menus, we're going to go to Filter. We're going to say Distort. We're going to spherize. And then we're going to go back to Filter, Distort, and Twirl. Okay, so we're going to add 2 filters to this. Okay, so you're going to go up to Filter up here. Go to Distort. Choose Spherize, or Sphere Eyes. It's going to make it look like a sphere. And if you want, you can zoom out of this so you can see more of your screen, and you can see how it kind of warps it a little, almost gives it a football shape. So you can adjust the amount, either more or less, depending on how much you want it to spherize. So go ahead and adjust that. When it's at a place that you like, click OK. And then you're also going to go back to Filter, Distort, and Twirl. And the same thing, you can zoom out if you want to see more of it, and then figure out how much of a twirl you want to add to your text. And when you're happy with it, click OK. And you are done. Now you're done. And you are ready to save and submit. So remember, we're going to go to File, Save As. You're going to save it to the cloud. Yours might look a little bit different than mine, and that's okay. Save to the cloud, and then name it. So I'll just leave it for untitled for right now. Save it, and then to turn it in, you go to File, Export. Do your quick export as a PNG. You should scroll down and find your ID number, and then if you want to name it. Go ahead and save it, and then you will turn it into Canvas that way. Okay. So let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, good luck with this exercise.